Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Today we have a graded card return. This time we've got a return from Beckett, aka BGS. We've got about 67 cards to go through, I believe. This is kind of a mixture of stuff that I had lying around at the time when Beckett was doing their 15% off sale back in March, April. They've been out for a few months, I know that. And yeah, we're just gonna go through them. We're gonna see. I've got some Pokemon, I've got some promotional cards in here, I've got a few Weiss Schwarz, and I think about probably half of the submission is some Chinese Dragon Maid cards that I sent off that I was actually surprised that they graded at all. So that's gonna be kind of cool. Stick around. Let's see how this goes. I've got my stack next to me right here. I know you guys can't see the stack, but it's like this giant... Beckett does a really weird packaging job. They almost have like this this plastic wrap around their initial cards, and then they've got some void paper and stuff. So if you hear a lot of rustling off to your right, sorry, Beckett does not ship everything in a nice box like PSA and CGC does. So anyway, I'm going to grab the first card from the stack here. It looks like we have a 9. This is Clement's Quick Wit from... Let's see, what set is this? This is Scarlet and Violet Surging Sparks. Starting off with a 9. Not the highest grade, but we do get that silver label at least. What I really probably should have done is sent off like some Japanese... fresh Japanese packs, but I didn't really have any, so there wasn't much I could do about it. So, is this gold or is it silver? It looks gold. We might have a 10 here. Nope, we've got a 9.5. This is a Lapras Japanese from, it looks like, Sword and Shield High Class Pack V-Star Universe. So that's V-Star Universe Lapras right there. That's pretty cool. That's a nice card. I suspect we're going to get a lot of 9s and 9.5s. I sent these off, you might have noticed. I didn't bother with the subgrades for anything below a 10, because it's a $3 upcharge. And some point in late May, Beckett upcharged me for my 10s, which I knew they were going to do, so that was okay. And they gave me, I think, an $18 upcharge. So doing math, I think we have a whopping total of 6 10s in here. Which is not great. Out of 67, 70 cards, 6 10s is probably not what we're looking for, but all we can kind of do is hope that we either pull a black label, or we get some nice 9.5s, or we get something out of this that's decent. Okay, so this is a Japanese, this is a Modernia, yes, this is Modernia. A First Affection Super Rare from NIKKE. This is a Japanese card. This is more or less pack fresh, and I'm surprised that it didn't at least pull a basic 10. I know Beckett grades harder than other companies. This is my first Beckett return ever, so I'm kind of in the dark, much like anything else. Okay, we actually pulled this on the channel. This is the Winter Ludmilla from NIKKE, Goddess of Victory, Weiss Schwarz. She pulls the 9.5 as well, so what can you do? At least it was not lower than that. I would have loved to have seen a 10 on that, but we didn't get it. Another gold label. Is that label like... What happened there? Is that label like really far off? It sure is. It's a 10. It's a pristine 10. It's my darkness, and the label is like 3/4 off center. Yep, it sure is. Does that move? Oh, it does move. It's like it's not set properly. So, I got it to move. As you can see, the label's not covering the logo anymore, but if I take it and I move it, the label freely moves in the slab. Oh boy. I thought Beckett was supposed to be like the pristine... They don't all do that, do they? No, that's stuck well and good. But this thing is sliding all around in there. Did they not seal it? Did they not... What happened here? So I know I'm spending some extra time on this, guys. I've just never seen QA that bad before. Wow. Okay. I don't know if it was like the card size that threw them off. Is Rebirth slightly different? This is Rebirth, right? Yeah. I don't know if Rebirth is like slightly different in sizing and it screwed them up because they've got like this, they've kind of got like a sleeve in here. Or they're all sleeved. At least the Weisses. I don't know what happened there, but that's not great. What did this get? This got a 10 on everything except for centering. It looks pretty good to me. I don't even know how you really... How do you tell centering on this? There's not really a... There's no border to center. Alright. There's enough time on that one particular card, but that's... that was interesting. Back to some Pokemon here. A 9, Toxtricity EX. Okay, so this is the illustration contest. I had like 3 or 4 of these that I sent off. You can see the stamp down here. This is actually an EX, but this is a non-holo EX, which I think this is one of the very rare examples of them ever doing something like this. This only pulls the 9, unfortunately. Oh, and I should make separate piles, I guess, between... I don't know if I should make a separate pile for the 9s, the 9-5s, or what I should be doing here. We'll make a separate pile for the 10s at least, and I can go through them later if I need to. God, I can't get over that label moving around in there. That's freaking... That's funny. Oh, I flipped that one around too early. 8-5, huh? Oh, that's unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? I have a hard time seeing if they're silver or gold through the viewfinder here. I think this one's silver. Yeah, it's a 9. That's the Pikachu. Also from the illustration contest. I imagine these are probably going to be lumped together because that's the way they would have been submitted anyway. 9 on the Chen Pao, Surging Sparks, pre-release Chen Pao. I mean, it's English Pokemon. Print style, print grade has never been all that great. Print quality's never been all that great. We got a 9-5 on the counter gain. You can tell I was like, I need cards. The deal's gonna end. The sale's gonna end. So I was kind of sending off whatever I had at that moment. So an 8-5 on the Indeedee. Awesome, great, love to see it. That's also Surging Sparks pre-release. Can tell when I sent when this was sent off, I suppose. 9 again. Better than the 8-5 Indeedee, I suppose. Ooh, I would have loved to have gotten this on a high grade. I love this card. I love the Latios. This is, yeah, the IR Latios from Surging Sparks, and it pulls a 9. We don't know why, because I didn't bother with the sub-grades, but it looks... it's got a minor corner ding. There is a... yeah. So there's a... I don't know if this is going to be... I'm going to get this to show... Oh, actually, no, you can see it on camera. Right here, right at the tip of my fingernail, there is a... like a piece of hair or some sort of... like little string stuck. And that's... I just tried to wipe that off. That's in there. That is encapsulated with the card in there. And it's not like... It's not an issue with the slab, it's not in the plastic. I can see that it's actually inside with the card itself. Aha. Okay. Again, I don't mean to get too caught up, guys, but I gotta look through these returns. in detail just to know what I'm listing and, you know, the stuff that I'm going to put up on eBay if anything needs to be, you know, pointed out or addressed. And I also need to, you know, go through this with you guys because I think it's important for you guys when you get your submissions back. If you're planning on doing this, if you're already doing this, to look closely at the quality of cards that are coming back. Sometimes you can resubmit for free if you find flaws with the cards or you find flaws with, you know, your submission. 3 9s in a row, huh? All V-Star Universe Japanese Galarian Moltres. I can see this why this one was a 9. This one's pretty far off center. The other two, I don't know. Oh, okay, we're starting to get into the Dragon Maid cards now. That is an 8.5. That is the first Ilulu card that we're going to have. I think they're mostly Ilulu cards except for all of the super rares that I sent off. I like Ilulu. She's my favorite dragon. And there actually is a Dragon Maid movie to be coming out pretty soon. I think it's coming out at the end of June. Happy birthday, Ilulu, or Ilulu. That is a CR. I don't know what CR actually stands for. That one gets the 9. This one gets a 7. So that's not great. Oh boy, what was wrong with this one, I wonder? At least this one, I mean, a 9, you know, whatever. Can we see the immediate difference here? I don't see an immediate difference here. I don't see a major surface problem. They're at an the print is at an angle, so I wouldn't expect like a major XYZ. I don't see a ding. I don't see a print issue. 7, huh? Okay. That's alright. Put that aside over there. They're falling over here. Let's see what we get. Rapid fire. We have a 10 on a Meryl, and we have an 8.5 on the clear card. This is interesting. These is the Ilulu. I know, the Japanese puts her name with an R, but this is the Ilulu clear cards that they had. Now, for those unaware, let's see if we can focus in on the label here. Dragon Maid Animation Collector's Edition, Simplified Chinese. So this is a set that came out in 2024. If you're interested in purchasing that set, I wouldn't recommend buying from a reseller on eBay. You can actually get them off of like Chinese websites like AliExpress, depending on where you're at in the world. Try to avoid the insane tariffs that are coming out. Here's our second 10 of the submission. We have a Japanese Meryl from Paldea Evolved Snow Hazard. Well, that's weird. They put the English set and the Japanese set, because this is Snow Hazard, but apparently it's equivalent to Paldea Evolved. Interesting. It's kind of... That is kind of interesting. So there's our second 10 of the batch. I don't know what that's gonna pull. Label doesn't move. That's good. And let's see, what's the top one from our last stack? It's a 9.5 Shiinotic from Surging Sparks. Pretty cool looking card. I like that. 9.5 can go in this stack. I have to go through these stacks anyway. Okay, here's the part where I have to like get down to the next layer here. Cut through this plastic. Bear with me. Alright, here's the next layer. I see additional Dragon Maid. Another Ilulu card coming in. Another 7. Okay. Sure. Why not? Here's a rebirth for you. What did I have that was rebirth for you? Oh, it must be more Konosuba, I'd assume. Yep, that's the Darkness triple rare, I believe. Yeah, triple rare. She gets a 9/5. This is... It's kind of hard to see, but this is actually the gold border. So... is what it is. It's another rebirth. 9/5. This is like the box topper, I think. Yeah, promo P. So this is the box topper. I remember opening this now. I got like basically a darkness box. It was darkness, 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 both hits and the promo. So that's interesting. I think this is another one of these happy birthday cards coming up, probably. For Ilulu. That one pulls the 8.5 at least. That's good. That's better than a 7, I suppose. I don't see major problems with these cards. I gotta be honest. They were pretty clean. You can kind of see in the manufacturing process for these. I don't know if this is gonna show up on camera. Oh no, it does. Good job. Good job, camera. There's like a little nub there. And that, I think, is a manufacturing cut point when they're cutting the cards. The machine actually like selects a point to start the cut and end the next cut. You'll see that on some older cards from Pokemon and from older Japanese sets as well. They had cut points on them. And maybe that's what's knocking them down. I don't know. Maybe the surface issues that are problematic. I didn't buy this upgrades. So... we'll never know. Here's a 9 Pikachu, also from the, this is the World Series promo. I really like this card. I like the little Mew in the background. Got that one in a 9. Cute. Oh boy, these things, I don't like the way they ship these at all. Here's a Weiss Schwarz. Oh, I remember buying this now. I bought this off of JP Mercari. This is... the 15th anniversary promo for Weiss Schwarz, but this was actually drawn by the Dragon Maid author, Cool Q Shinja or whatever his name is. So I like this card a lot. I just bought a PSA 10. There's a slightly different version that has like a gold foil border. This is just the base version, but it's a hot card and it's probably going to do pretty well. They're not very common. I've seen them sell for a decent chunk of money, so. 9/5. This is Pokemon Day 2025. I think I had just gotten these in just before these went out, or maybe a few weeks before, so that one pulls the 9/5. The Sylveon. Another Pokemon here. 9/5 on the Pikachu promo. I think this is... what is this? This is the Paldea Evolved. I think this was included with the ETBs. Yeah, so that pulls the 9/5. It's a good holo. Good colors on that card. I like it. I mean, our stack of 9s and 9/5s is pretty tall, so I guess that's normal for Beckett, I guess. We'll see. 9 on that Rookity art rare. What's that from? Also Paldea Evolved. I must have opened some Paldea Evolved just before sending this out. More Pokemon Japanese. Oh, this is what is his name? The Dunsparce, not Dunsparce. The Dunsparce, yeah. This is a cool card because of all the extra Pokemon and all the stuff that's going on. You've got the Fungus in the background, you've got the Dedenne up top and everything. It is cute, just inherently. It's kind of an adorable card. Let's see here. Yeah, little Fungus. There's a Diglett in the background. Scatterbug or something? That guy? That's Scatterbug? I can't quite remember, but 9/5. How's this next one gonna look? 9/5? 9/5. This is from Tag Team GX, I believe. Tag Team All-Stars. They call it here. Trevenant and Dusknoir double rare. That's a cool looking card. So I was trying to find like my minty Japanese cards and be like, I have the best chance of getting 10s with these. Guess not. Not with Beckett. 9-5. There's a Charizard. That would have been nice to get from one of our one. From what we've only got 4 10s left. I don't know where they are. This is this VMAX Climax? It is VMAX Climax. Okay. Nice Charizard, Leon. Probably always worth grading your Charizards. Would highly recommend. This is Melmetal and Lucario. Also from Tag Team. 9-5. Another Pokemon, Japanese. Raichu, 9-5. Greenback Full Art. This is from Starbirth, which would go on. Looks like an Arceus set. That would be. What was that called? Starbirth. It was like the Legends Arceus featured set. Anyway, I think we got a lot of Dragon Maid coming up. I hope you like Ilulu. Another one of these. 8-5. Oh, they're falling over. I don't like the way they package these. I'm gonna keep saying it. 8-5. These cards are really cool. To talk just in general a little bit about card fun. So these are card.fun cards. And again, they're a Chinese only set, but they use a lot of art from the show itself, but they'll give it like this gold border and they'll give it like the thing. They'll even tell you like the episode that it's from and like the timestamp of where the scene is from that they're showing it to you. If you're a fan of the series, or if you're a fan in general, they have some other sets. I picked up the Spy X Family set, and I picked up the Demon Slayer set. Can't really say I'd recommend the Demon Slayer set if you happen to find it. It wasn't all that great in terms of quality. The Dragon Maid one, I think, knocked it out of the park for what it is, but here is 6-5. All right, our new lowest of the low right there. So, unfortunate. Oh boy, I think I've got the super rare coming up here as the rest of them fall over. So this is, you'll notice this is a differently cut card, and I can tell from the back already we've got nothing better than a 9. This is the super rare Ilulu card. It's the highest rarity you can get. She pulls the 9. Look at that hollow pattern. That is awesome. Look at the not just the rainbow, but the actual sparkles that come with it and everything. This set was really, really well done. I wish this was a 10. I don't know if it's worth cracking her and sending her to another company to try to seek out the 10. But if you like Ilulu, this is probably a card that you don't have. It's certainly a card that I didn't have. And this goes for all of the characters. They all have these higher rarities. I think I've got... I sent off my higher rarity cards we'll probably be getting to here soon, but that is the highest rarity Ilulu card that I pulled after like 8 boxes, so there's that. I got another one here. This is an 8. This is the Season 2, Episode 1, when Toro and Ilulu are fighting. We've got a 9-5 for Alligator illustration contest. These last two are going to really want to fall over here. Another for Alligator. That one only got the 9. And this we've got the Pikachu, which also gets a 9. Alright. I should have like 4 more 10s here somewhere. Come on. Come on, Beckett. Work with me a little bit. Jeez. Okay. I've got to cut my way into our plastic here again. Love the way they did this. Bear with me, children. Oh, God. I don't know where to put these. I was putting these... I'm going to put you over here. And, Alright. Okay. More Lulu. 8. Another Lulu clear card. I thought about keeping some of these behind and like not sending them all out at the same time. I think I did for a couple. She gets a 9 on that one. I definitely should have. I think Beckett's just too harsh on a lot of these. I know I'm saying that because this is pretty brutal, but at the same time it's kind of like you gotta wonder what these would have come back as from PSA or from CGC. Not that I'm overly pleased with PSA right now either, considering the stuff that they've done, but a 7? These are all pack fresh, mind you. I mean, these are as fresh gets. And you can argue, I guess, that, oh, it's just print quality problems. And I do see some fraying on the edge here, and there's a pretty poor cut, so maybe that's fair. It might be hard to see, but see how the line is not straight? And there actually is some fraying up here in the corner. The top left-hand corner there, so maybe it's fair. Maybe these cards are just simply not printed very well in terms of quality control. Makes sense, I guess. They're not particularly expensive, high-cost cards compared to like buying a Pokemon booster box or something like that. 9-5. This is Slowpoke from Violet EX. So this would be like Scarlet and Violet base set. Another silver. 9. Alakazam EX. Okay, this sucks. This is the SIR Alakazam EX from 151. And he came back a 9. If there was a 10 to be had in here, I kind of wish it was him, but it wasn't. Although I think there's a Venusaur SIR we might be coming up to pretty soon here, that I also sent off. And there it is. 9-5 on him. Wish he was one of our 10s, but he isn't. But at least he's a 9-5. That's a nice card. I really like that card, I do. This is one of the more valuable cards in the whole thing. I think this is like $50 or $60 raw now. Could be more even. So that's cool. Gold label. Oh, here's a 10. Finally. Here's our third. I think we've got 3 more to find. This is the Miss Magius from Triple Beat. I sold this card in a 10 not long ago, and it was one of the more valuable cards, so wondering what that will be worth. We got a 10 on everything except centering again, same as the last. Is it the same as the last two? Yes. We're 3 9.5s and 10s remaining on centering, which is, I mean, okay. I don't know what level of centering we're looking for, but can't be great. This is a 9.5 on the Bronzong from VMAX Climax? Yeah, VMAX Climax. Also, more minty Japanese I was trying to send off to get 10s. Didn't work. Okay, I know what this is coming up next here. This is the Toru equivalent of the Ilulu we saw earlier. I don't think it graded particularly high either. Nope, 8.5. Got that same star hollow pattern. Beautiful card. Incredibly well done. Design-wise. Very cute. Let's see, it's die cut. It's not true square. I mean, Beckett did a pretty decent job encapsulating it in terms of, like, I can tell they've got an insert in there and stuff, and they did their best to kind of make sure it wouldn't move around in there, but 8.5. Not amazing. Not amazing, but it is what it is. Now, this could be, like, the Kana SSP really high quality one. It is. So this is the second highest quality you can get, and they gave her a 7.5. These cards are such high quality in terms of, like, or such high rarity, I should say. Maybe the quality's not great, but such high rarity. When you pull these out of a booster pack of Card Fun, they come pre-sleeved. It's in its own sleeve. It's not actually banging around in there. And Beckett seems to think that's a 7-5. I'm looking at it. And I'm not seeing any 7.5-ness coming off of this, so I think I'm gonna have to crack a couple of these and send these off to other companies. This is also very high rarity, probably. There's like I pulled like a GP. This could be it. Which is the highest rarity you can possibly get. The Chicana was the second highest rarity, I believe. And it's... Yep, that's it. So this is the highest rarity you can pull out of Card Fun. As you can see, this is kind of like the promotional they did for Dragon Maid S. And it's actually got the air date, broadcast July 2021 there. And this also comes pre-sleeved, and that pulls an 8. These cards are like thick too. They are extra thick encapsulated in terms of like, well, they used a thicker slab, I think, because they're not standard thickness. Maybe they just fit in their regular slab. I don't know, it feels thicker. But it's holding them side by side. I know you can't see anything right now. Bear with me. Maybe they are the same. Maybe it is the same slab. They just had the extra space in there for it. But we got an 8 on that. That would have been nice to have been one of our... I've got 3 10s left and like no cards. What's going on here? Another high rarity Dragon Maid card. 7. Toru SSP again. She's a 7, apparently. 7 out of 10. Weiss Schwarz. Here's a 10. Okay. Here's our 4th 10. This is the Bunny Girls. We've got Noir and Blanc from NIKKE. I am glad to see that in a 10. Would have probably preferred that it was one of my signatures or stamps. Centering 9-5, 10-10 again. What are these guys looking for in centering? This is like... I mean, Weiss Schwarz. It's hard to get a Weiss Schwarz card that's, you know, not well centered. They're pretty well made, I gotta admit. More Weiss Schwarz. 9-5. This is I sent off some ReZero cards. This is Rem. This is Volume 3 of ReZero, which I still haven't watched. Been meaning to. Haven't gotten around to it. Oh boy, getting low. 9-5, Rem again. Our last 2 10s is going to be a couple of random, like, rare ReZero cards, I'll bet. 9-5 on the Amelia. Uh, 9-5 on the Ram. Ram, however you want to pronounce it. I say Ram. No black labels. 9-5 on the Halloween Rem. That's a cute card. It's a rare, but I thought it was cute. I probably had this like literally on my desk. The thing. Oh, we got a label malfunction again. Don't let this be a 10. Don't do that to me again. You gotta be kidding me. No, it's a 9-5. Let me see if this moves. No, this one's stuck in there, but it's just stuck in there incorrectly. This is the Magical Girl Ram card. She's dressed up. A few cards left. There's a 10. Amelia. Basic rare. ReZero. Volume 3. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we got one 10 left. I've got 2 cards left. It's one of these two. Neither of them are black. There's our last 10. It's a super rare, at least. For Ram. Again, 9-5 centering. Was that last one 9-5 centering? It was. Okay. There's that. And our last one is a 9-5 So, I was right. Only 6 10s in the whole batch. got annihilated on my Dragon Maid cards, which I guess may or may not should have been expected. Sorry, just looking at that for a second. Let's go over the 10s. This is kind of this is where I'm, let's see. So we had our super rare 9.5 RAM from ReZero. We are missing a 0.5 off on centering. We had our Amelia Rare from ReZero. We're missing 0.5 off from centering. We had our bunnies from NIKKE, Noir en Blanc. We are missing 0.5 off from centering. Focus. Focus. How you won't focus, huh? Okay. You get the idea. This one, 9.5 off on centering. That's Magius. Meryl, 9.5 off on centering. And Darkness, with a bad label, 0.5 off on centering. Now, I don't normally, or I would not normally say, or ever recommend that you judge a grading company based on your losses. I think people get emotional and get angry and, this girl was clearly a 10, how could you do this to me, XYZ? Beckett is generally more expensive than any other grader you're going to come across. Their turnaround times are frankly not good. It took me 3 months to get these cards back. We're almost in June as of recording this. And I've gotten cards back from PSA and from CGC, and SGC absolutely blows both of those out of the water. If you're going to go that route, they'll have your cards back to you in 15 days flat. CGC's got a 45-day turnaround time. PSA might be higher now because they're all the GameStop stuff they're doing. But, I mean, I sent off essentially 70 cards. I sent off 67 cards. We got less than a 10% 10 rate back, and they weren't even, they weren't even the good 10s. They're the 10s with the 0.5 off. Not a single black label. Sure, I know. Black labels are really hard to get. Some of these cards, I know. I can't really say that I know much about the quality of this random Chinese card set, But I also feel like if you're going to be paying the premium and you're going to be paying that kind of money, my labels shouldn't be sliding around. I shouldn't be seeing hairs or particulates in the encapsulated cards that I can point out and show off on camera at a glance. I'm going to go through these kind of with a fine-tooth comb and see if there are any other imperfections and stuff. But overall, would I grade with Beckett again? Probably not. I really doubt that it's worth it as a grader if you're trying to run, a business like I do. Or even if you're just a casual collector that's going to send off some of your cards to be encapsulated and stuff. I mean, unless you are incredibly, unbelievably confident in the quality of your card, or you're doing like a cross grade of some kind, where you're trying to turn a PSA 10 into something higher, it might make sense. But overall, I like the slabs. The slabs are nice. They're high quality, seemingly. But I mean, that just shouldn't be happening. That just is really, really unacceptable, in my opinion. But anyway, I'm gonna try. I say this every time. I'm gonna try to make more regular content in the future. Hopefully, I can increase that. If you saw anything here that you like, I know I kind of bashed the 9.5s and everything else, but there's a lot of people out there that claim a 9.5 from Beckett is a 10 from PSA, so if you're one of those people, I got some 9.5s for you. and I'm gonna do some market research and stuff and kind of see what these are going for. These are kind of more so probably personal collection, but if I have duplicates or I have things that I'm just kind of, you might see these up as well. Big Ilulu guy. Funny thing is, I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen it. The Dragon Maid was heavily censored when it aired in China. Like they made Ilulu flat. It's funny, you can go buy the card set, I assume, in any Chinese card shop, and you open it up, it's like, wow, where did those come from? So that's funny. That this is Chinese card sets aren't censored, but the Chinese broadcast was heavily. Still, an interesting Dragon Maid set to actually come out. I think Card Fun probably does have a future in the market. And speaking in Chinese card sets in general, I don't know if you've seen a lot of the Pokemon gem packs that are coming out right now, or the gem boxes and stuff. The Pokemon TCG is really taking off in China right now. So there's a lot of Chinese cards, and there's a lot of Chinese manufacturers that I think are going to be kind of coming onto the market and start of trickling down into the Western collectible market, assuming tariffs don't take them out, which... who knows, right? Those change every day. So I think that's about it. I've ranted long enough. Kudos to you if you've made it this far. And I will catch you guys in the next one. If you have any questions, comments, or anything else, leave them down below. I read everything and I try to respond to what I can. eBay and everything else will also be linked down below, and it's linked in my bio. So you can find that. And if you see any cards you like, let me know. All right. Later.